March 23rd Finance Committee meeting. As you can see by the agenda, it is setting up to be a world record meeting. So let's try and stick to that. And we're going to kick it off with you, Ms. Smiley, with temporary resolution 3826 coming through Law Committee.
All right, I do have a riveting one to start us off. So we are asking council to approve the city settlement and release of claims with 6 remnant defendants as part of a multi-district litigation known as the National Opioid Claims Settlement. So a previous council allowed a previous law director to enter into this, and the city participated. And now we have the opportunity to recover from those 6 defendants who worked out a potential agreement. So the too long didn't read version, we would be agreeing to authorizing the city to join the settlement group to receive funds from defendants, and the defendants are actually the opioid distributors. Did I get that correct? Okay.
Okay. Very well done. Any questions? Law Director Hall, anything to add? Great.
3 readings, and Stephen will be my second.
Okay, 3 readings, Mr. Auger, second. Thank you very much. Temporary resolution 3926 that's coming through water pollution. Mr. Ailes.
Yes, Darren's here tonight to discuss this resolution.
Okay.
Good evening, all. On October 13th of last year, we submitted a request for legislation to apply for an energy grant for upgrades to the South Water Treatment Plant. The grant amount was for $256,000. We received assistance through Amoresco to conduct an energy audit to help secure this funding. Earlier this year, we were notified by the Ohio Department of Development that we had been awarded this energy grant, but the funds must be utilized by January 31st, 2027. Given the project's timeline, it's crucial that we begin work as soon as possible, and we would like to do a design-build contract, which would be the fastest way to move forward. This resolution will allow us to initiate negotiations with Amoresco for a design-build. You'll see additional legislation coming very soon to enter into a contract once we finalize all the details. Also, our share part of this grant has been allocated in the 2026 budget, and the funds will be distributed through our 6027 account, which is our capital improvement project fund. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Okay, we're going to ask for 2 readings, and Amy's going to be my second.
Okay.
Thanks, Darren.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
All right, those are the only 2 new resolutions we have, and we have 1 new ordinance. It's temporary ordinance 726 that's coming through code enforcement and zoning. Mr. Sully.
Yes, sir. This is the final plat for the Victory Commons complex, and if our city planner would just come up and cover that real quick, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Hi, good evening. Yes, this is for Victory Commons. It's up off of Election House Road. So by accepting this plat, you'll be accepting for the city of Lancaster the right-of-way for the sidewalk and the left turn lane. Okay. Any questions? And this was accepted, or this was approved by the Planning Commission on March 12th. Okay. Thank you.
No questions. Great. And then, Tom, I have 3 readings, and Mr. Nisley is your
Correct.
second. Okay. That's it. As far as resolutions and ordinances, we have department updates. Do we have anyone here for department updates? Yes, ma'am.
So I know several of you have been included in emails over the past several months about some debris that is in Fetters Run along the high school trail from the new high school down to basically the football fields or the basketball courts. So Lancaster High School has a group of students. It's one of their student-led clubs that is going to be doing a cleanup this Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. And the city of Lancaster is going to be assisting in that. So we offered to have some equipment there to help haul away some of the heavier items. Apparently there's maybe a portalette that's still in the river from last year's flooding event, as well as some other larger items. So the city's going to be helping get some of those heavier things. And again, it's a student-led volunteer opportunity. I think that there'll be some teachers and some club advisors out there. But I know several of you had expressed interest, so I thought I would open that up and again, offer that to any of you who may want to be there as well to help volunteer on that cleanup.
Any questions? Thank you very much. Mr. Mayor.
Yes, many of you know that Chief Snyder was away from us for a little while on a pretty prestigious assignment. He was a member of the 291st session of the FBI National Academy at Quantico, Virginia. I'm going to read a little bit of this because I think it's important you understand how significant this is for us. It's an elite selection process. Less than 1% of law enforcement officers worldwide are selected to attend the academy. It's academically rigorous in that it is upper-level college courses along with physical challenges, including culminating in and Chief, you can correct me if I'm wrong, a 6.1 mile run. Yeah. Called the Yellow Brick Road. And the Yellow Brick Road was designed by the U.S. Marine Corps.
Of course.
And a challenge for the FBI National Academy. If they complete this successfully, and it's pretty challenging physically, they receive a yellow brick with the Academy number stamped on the yellow brick. Chief Snyder, as you would expect, graduated, and we are very pleased to recognize that achievement. I think it's really something to be proud of, and the city itself can be proud that we have a graduate of the FBI National Academy.
Sorry, I'm writing everything down. Anyone else for department updates? Chief, you don't want to come up and talk about that? Or is that for later?
You did a great job. Like I said, most of it's blocked out of memory right now.
Fair enough.
It needs to decompress.
When your legs heal, you can come up to the podium later.
I do have something to update, actually.
All right.
If you're gonna give me the podium, I'll
I
take it.
spoke it into existence.
Many of you know we have an officer that comes in for every council meeting. One of those rotating officers is Andrew Bennett. Andrew worked with me on night shift when I was a brand new sergeant. He's worked with me just about everywhere I've been. He's an officer in our DARE unit, very respected officer, has been in and out of our schools. The kids love him. He's just a great guy, and you'll see him once about every 3 weeks here. He's recently taken the promotional test and will be promoted to sergeant. So we will hate to lose him out of the DARE unit, community services unit, but I couldn't ask for a better candidate to be sergeant, and he's going to serve the citizens very, very well. So just a public congrats to Andrew since I'm here. So.
Thank you. Anyone else for department updates? Seeing none, I'll kick it to President Porter for tonight's meeting prep.
Just one item in particular, temporary resolution 3426 was inadvertently left off for second reading, so that'll be added back into everybody's agenda, and it will be a second 3 readings.
Okay. Any other items for finance? Seeing none, I'll take a motion. We adjourn.
So moved.
We are adjourned at 6:09.
9 whole minutes. The regular March 23rd City Council meeting will commence at 6:30 at the published time.
the Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Great automotive service is just around the corner at the Buckeye family of dealerships. Whether it's Buckeye Nissan in Hilliard, Georgesville Nissan at the Georgesville Auto Mall, Buckeye Honda of Lancaster, Buckeye Toyota of Lancaster, or Buckeye Collision Center in Hilliard. Team Buckeye services all makes and models at each location, utilizing modern practices with hundreds of years of experience, giving you peace of mind. That's how we Buckeye.
If you're able, and join me in a moment of silence for the additional service members we've lost in the conflict in Iran. I now call the March 23rd, 2026 Lancaster City Council meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes.
Here.
Mr. Bishak.
Here.
Mr. Carr.
Here.
Ms. Cohen.
Here.
Mrs. Hu. Here. Mr. Nisling.
Here.
Mr. Ogg.
Here.
Mr. Schoonover.
Here.
Ms. Smiley.
Here.
And Mr. Sully.
Here.
Let the record reflect that all 10 members of Lancaster City Council are present this evening. We now move to the reading and disposing of the journal.
I have regular meeting minutes dated March 9th, 2026.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the journal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the journal. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those same sign. All those opposed, same sign. Reports of city officials.
I have 6 of them this evening. I have email dated March 9th, 2026 regarding Hockhocking Township annexation public records request submitted by Law Director Stephanie Hall. Email dated March 10th, 2026 regarding February 2025 collection report submitted by Tax Commissioner Amy Hamilton. Series of emails between Councilmember Robert Nisley, Council Clerk Scott, and Law Director Stephanie Hall dated March 19, 2026 regarding legislation requests on feathered flag regulations. Email dated March 20th, 2026 regarding temporary resolution 39-26 submitted by environmental engineer Denise Cruz. Email dated March 20th, 2026 regarding final plat for Victory Commons, development of Election House Road, submitted by City Planner Chaslin Carter. Email dated March 23rd, 2026 regarding annual audit letter to Council and City Administration, submitted by Auditor Nettles.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the reports of city officials.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the reports of city officials. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Now move to communications.
I do have 2 this evening. I have email dated March 13th, 2026 regarding public records requests on a list of arrests in 2025 submitted by Joe Boris. And mail that was received March 20th, 2026 regarding pamphlets to all that were delivered to all of City Hall submitted by Bohuva. We'll just go with ZHOU.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the communications.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the communications. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We have no special presentation or awards this evening, and we have no petitions and memorials this evening. We've now reached the time in the council agenda for permission of voters and taxpayers to address council. If you would so choose to address council this evening, please move to the podium and put your name and address on the sign-in sheet. You would have 3 minutes to address council this evening.
Good evening, council members and city administration. My name is Brian Everett, and I am here this evening to discuss about my least favorite topic, despite what you may think and how frequently I speak about it, which is road safety, street safety, pedestrian safety. In the time since last council meeting, there are 2 instances in the city that I'm aware of where vehicles have jumped the curb and hit things that are off of the street. One of them being Firehouse Park, where somebody jumped the curb, hit a telephone pole, an area where people play frequently, especially with the warmer weather, and St. Mary's from across the street has their recess. Additionally, in the last couple of days, there was a car that hit and went into the salon across from Tiberio's. Apologize, I can't think of the name of it. I don't go to a lot of salons. But I think that this is indicative of issues with our street design, irrespective of any traffic safety studies or understanding of traffic engineering or physics or anything like that. Having two vehicles jump the curb and hit things that are off of the street should be enough to anecdotally realize that we have some problems with our street design. And I realize that nobody here on city council is at fault. Nobody here in the city administration or employee was here. This has been going on since the 1950s. And I would suggest that now is the time, if not well past the time, to begin the same incremental changes that made our streets more dangerous to make our streets more safe. We shouldn't have to rely on the perfect driver being out there. That person doesn't exist. There's 40,000 people a year in this country that are killed in traffic crashes. We shouldn't have to rely on extra safety forces being around to make somebody stop speeding or not speed. We should design streets that do not physically allow you to go fast enough to jump off of the street and hit a building. Thank you.
Is there anybody else who wishes to address City Council this evening?
How you doing? My name's Terrence Fike. I'm here to talk about our law enforcement on the house on 6th Avenue. No, the house on Pierce, sorry. I was thinking one on 6th. First, law enforcement. They're flying through towns. Every time they get a service call, they're flying up and down 5th, especially on the west side. You got kids out there. And I somewhat talked to him already a little bit about it. Going up Main Street from Walmart, going back to the station, doing 45, 50 mile an hour, cutting through downtown, 30, 40 mile an hour. Backside of that hill, whoo, they're flying, going out to Stells Road. Deal with all that mess out there. I think that the city needs to look at it, look at every service call, 911 calls. I get it, the speed limits in town. I can tell you every speed limit in the city, on the outside of it, even in the county, every road. There's no there's no excuse why law enforcement is going to a service call without running hot, red and blues on. ORC does not permit them to run above that speed limit. I followed Unit 323 the other morning, flying down Memorial Drive, doing 56. You know what that is? That's 35. You know where he was headed? Police department. What was so wrong at the police department why this officer booked down Memorial Drive? Yeah, makes you wonder. A lot of people wonders. A lot of people on the west side wonders. And I get it, there's a lot of crime on the west side. I get it. But with these cruisers, it's going to hit somebody eventually. And all it takes is somebody on the cruiser to just look over to that pad, see what the service call is. Oh, it's next 2 blocks up. Pop, dog walks out, kid walks out. Yesterday, I counted over like 100 dogs, 100 people out walking their dogs yesterday. LPD, they're running from call to call, flying. No red and blues on. I get it that people think 35 is 85. I get it, 25 is 75. That includes the residents of the city. People making a left into the right lanes. We should get together, all of you guys, including the police chief, like Zanesville did, and come up with a traffic division, only strictly dealing with the traffic problems in Lancaster. And if that officer needs to go on a domestic call or on whatever other calls, pull that officer.
Sir, you've
off
reached
of
your
it.
3-minute limit.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who wishes to address Lancaster City Council this evening during public comment?
My name's Cliff Willard. One thing I wanted to bring up here.
Sir, if you could just step back from the mic just a bit, you're a little bit muffled.
All right. One thing I wanted to bring up, and everyone's probably experienced this, I'm getting sick and tired of these car boomers coming up behind you or beside you, just blasting your brains out. They're playing this crap through thousands of watts of amplifiers, and no one seems to care. I mean, don't people care about their little children? Military coming home with PTSD, pets with super sensitive hearing that can't speak for themselves. I mean, it's ridiculous. These, I call them lowlife maggots with a street gang punk mentality. That's what they are to me. And I got news for you. If I was president and I had my way, they'd be on the front line. I'd give them something loud to listen to that they wouldn't forget. And they wouldn't come back in this country until they change. Because that's a big part of what's wrong with this country. Too many people feel sorry for the victimizer than they do the victim. You know, something needs to be done about this. You know, they're getting by. I don't know where all these people's coming from. Everyone knows that they're building apartments and condos on every side of town. And I told people, and other people said this, I think they're coming from Columbus. Well, if you watch the news, out of Columbus, you know, the local news, there's a murder about every day, multiple murder. Hit and runs become a normal thing. You couldn't pay me to live in that city. And I question, are we going to become that way? I think we had 3 murders last year. So people better wake up, or you're going to lose your rights. You're not going to have any. What did all our military in the past fight for? Just to have their face spit in? You know, it's ridiculous. A couple years ago, I had an incident happen up on East Main. The street that comes out between Wendy's and Dairy Queen. And I got out of my car. This guy come up behind me, and the light was red. I was going to turn on Main Street, and he was just booming like everybody else does, other people. And I got out of my car, and I said, "You need to turn that down." Well, guess what? He got out of his car, and he had a bulb bat about this size. He said, "I already used this on one person." So what's that tell you? And I turned left on Main Street, and I was going to go down to the police station, which I did. And shortly after I did, he come in. I filed a report, and he didn't. He lied about everything. He said, "I walked around his car, stuck my head in his window, threatened him," which is all lies. So that goes to show you what kind of characters these people are. And, you know, it's just like Ben Franklin once said, "Evil flourishes when good men do nothing." So we can't sit around with their sitting on their thumbs. Like I said before, there goes your rights out the window. So I hope everyone does some thinking on that. Okay, thank you.
Is there anybody else this evening that would like to address City Council? We thank you for attending tonight's meeting. Reports of standing committees.
I have 2 this evening. I have Finance Committee meeting agenda dated March 20th, 2026, submitted by Mr. Schoonover. I have Code Enforcement and Zoning meeting dates dated March 23rd, 2026, submitted by Mr. Sully.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the reports of standing committees.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the reports of standing committees. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Reports of special committees.
There are no reports.
Thank you. We have no public hearing this evening. We'll now move on to the reading of resolutions, beginning with third reading of temporary resolution 2526.
A resolution to authorize all actions necessary to accept a Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council 2026 Energized Community Grant. This is through Finance Committee, Mr. Schoonover and Mr. Ailes.
Councilmember Schoonover.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 2526.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 2526. Any discussion?
No, just to recap, this is a NOPEC grant where the funds are going to be used to upgrade some lighting in City Hall.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nisley?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Motion to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record. Temporary resolution 2526 passes 10-0. Temporary resolution 2726.
A resolution to increase and decrease appropriations in the Water Revenue Fund 6003 to cover a shortfall in the retirement benefits account. This is through Water Pollution Control Committee. This is through Mr. Bizjack and Ms. Cohen.
Councilmember Bizjack.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record the resolution temporarily numbered 27-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 2726. Any discussion, Councilmember Bizjack?
Just a brief recap, Mr. President. This legislation is seeking to transfer $5,983.66 from the administration salary line item to the retirement line item in water. It was just accidentally appropriated that line item, so we're just correcting that. That's all. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nisley?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Solly?
Yes.
Motion to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 2726 passes 10-0. Temporary resolution 2826.
A resolution to authorize the Service Safety Director to enter into a contract for the construction of the Frederick Street Sewer Separation Project. This through Water Pollution Control Committee, Mr. Bizjack and Ms. Cohen.
Councilmember Bizjack.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record of the resolution temporarily numbered 28-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 2826. Any discussion, Councilmember Bizjack?
Once again, just a simple recap. This legislation seeks to allow the Safety Service Director here to enter into a contract to begin construction on the Frederick Street Sewer Separation Project, which is a project that's been mandated by the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nisley?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Solly?
Yes.
Temporary resolution 2826 passes 10-0. Temporary resolution 3126.
A resolution to increase and decrease appropriations in the General Fund 1001 to cover a uniform allowance for a recent promotion within the Lancaster Fire Department and to declare an emergency. This is through Safety Committee, Mr. Bizjack and Mr. Ogg.
Councilmember Bizjack.
Thank you, Mr. President. This legislation is seeking to transfer $4,800 here within the fire department to allow for the purchase of 4 new fire uniforms, 1 for an assistant fire chief, and then 3 for new firefighters we have on staff.
Did you make a motion already?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Got ahead of myself. I
Did you make
I
a
move that
motion?
council pass and engross upon the written record temporary resolution number 31-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 3126. Can we dispense with discussion?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Okay, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nisley?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Solly?
Yes.
Temporary resolution 3126 passes 10-0. We now move on to the second reading of resolutions, beginning with temporary resolution 3226.
A resolution to increase receipts, appropriate from the unencumbered balance, amend the certificate with the county auditor in the LDOT Improvement Fund 3014, to amend the certificate of appropriations and appropriate from the unencumbered balance in the General Improvement Fund 3016, and the 3 Mill Street Improvement Levy Fund 2009 for funding of the Arbor Valley Drive Improvement Fund and to declare an emergency. This is through Public Works Committee, Mr. Carr and Ms. Smiley.
Councilmember Carr.
Mr. President, I move that council suspend its rules and waive the third reading of resolution temporarily numbered 32-26.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and waive the third reading of temporary resolution 3226. Any discussion, Councilmember Carr?
No, not at this time.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen,
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop. Yes. Mr. Nisely,
Yes.
Mr. Ogg,
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover,
Yes.
Mr. Smiley,
Yes.
and Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules and waive the third reading of temporary resolution 3226 passes 10-0. Councilmember Carr.
Mr. President, I would like to make a motion that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record resolution temporarily numbered 32-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 3226. Any discussion, Councilmember Carr?
As presented in the last meeting, this is to accept the funding from the contribution from the city schools and appropriate the other funds for the Arbor Valley Drive Improvement project, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop? Yes. Mr. Nisely,
Yes.
Mr. Ogg,
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover,
Yes.
Ms. Smiley,
Yes.
and Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Temporary resolution 3226 passes by a vote of 10-0. Temporary resolution 3526.
30.
34. Oh, sorry, 3426.
It's the one I missed. Sorry.
Yes, nope, you're all good.
A resolution to authorize the Service Safety Director to apply for the 2026 AARP Community Challenge Grant Program and to declare an emergency. This is through Finance Committee. Mr. Schoonover and Mr. Sully.
Councilmember Schoonover.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that council suspend its rules and waive the third reading of temporary resolution 3436.
Second.
3426.
26.
What'd I say?
36.
Whoa. I don't want to go that far.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and waive the third reading of temporary resolution 3426. Any discussion on the motion to suspend?
No thanks.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop? Yes. Mr. Nisely,
No.
Mr. Ogg,
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover,
Yes.
Ms. Smiley,
Yes.
and Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules and waive the third reading of temporary resolution 3426 passes by a vote of 9-1. Councilmember Schoonover.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 3426.
Second.
A motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 3426. Any discussion?
Just to recap, this allows the Service Safety Director to submit an ARPA grant for some handicap ramps owned by the city to be used by city businesses if need be.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Yes, Mr. President.
Councilmember Nisely.
Yep, I just want to say a thank you to Law Director Hall and Service Safety Director Woody for working with me on this legislation. We had some discussions about some issues that I foresaw with liability, and so I just wanted to say thank you for them for working on it with me. We did try to come to some sort of a alternative scenario for this legislation. Unfortunately, the way that it was written and the way that the grant is structured, we couldn't quite get there. I still do, and I appreciate the goal of the legislation. I do think that there needs to be more handicap access with our businesses. But I still do have concerns with the ramps being stored, maintained, and managed by the city for use by private businesses. I still maintain that the private businesses in question, if they have concerns about folks being able to access their business, should be the ones responsible for owning and maintaining those ramps themselves. So I do think that while the city does have some liability protections in law, nothing stops someone from bringing suit against the city anyway if there were any injuries that occurred from these ramps that'll be owned by the city. And so for those reasons, I still cannot support this resolution, but I appreciate the intent. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop? Yes. Mr. Nisely,
No.
Mr. Ogg,
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover,
Yes.
Ms. Smiley,
Yes.
Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Temporary resolution 3426 passes by a vote of 9-1. Temporary Resolution 3526.
A resolution to authorize the Service Safety Director to re-advertise for bids and enter into a contract for the construction of the East 6th Avenue Bridge over Fetters Run replacement project and to hire a consultant to provide construction inspection services and to declare an emergency. This is through Public Works Committee. Mr. Carr and Mr. Bizak.
Councilmember Carr.
Second of three readings.
Second of three readings on Temporary Resolution 3526. We'll now move on to the first reading of resolutions, beginning with Temporary Resolution 3826.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to act on behalf of the city of Lancaster and enter into any and all agreements or settlements necessary to participate in the new national opioid settlements with Associated Pharmacies Incorporated and American Associated Pharmacies, J.N. Smith Corporation, Louisiana Wholesale Drug Company, Inc., Morris and Dixon Company, North Carolina Mutual Wholesale Drug Company, Incorporated, and United Natural Foods Incorporated, including its subsidiaries Super Value and Advantage Logistics, and to declare an emergency. This is through Law Committee, Ms. Smiley and Mr. Ogg.
Councilmember Smiley.
First of three readings.
First of three readings on Temporary Resolution 3826. Temporary Resolution 3926.
A resolution to authorize the Service Safety Director to waive the request for qualifications and negotiate a design-build contract for a energy upgrade grant for the South Water Treatment Plant and rehabilitations and to declare an emergency. It's through Water Pollution Control Committee, Mr. Ailes and Ms. Cohen.
Councilmember Ailes.
First of two readings.
First of two readings on Temporary Resolution 3926. That concludes the reading of resolutions for this evening's meeting. We now move on to the reading of ordinances, beginning with Temporary Ordinance 4-26.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to grant 4 permanent supplemental easements to the Ohio Power Company necessary for the construction and maintenance of electric facilities and to declare an emergency. It's through Law Committee, Ms. Smiley and Mr. Carr.
Councilmember Smiley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a motion that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record ordinance temporarily numbered 4-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record Temporary Ordinance 4-26. Any discussion? Councilmember Smiley.
Just a reminder, this is, AEP has been working in the city for the last 2 years on transmission updates, and they are requesting 4 additional supplemental easements to complete the work. So our right-of-way manager and the city engineer have reviewed and approved the request, and it's important to know that they've approved the proposed rate calculated on the value of the land, which was deemed appropriate. The work is on the south side of Lancaster along Logan-Lancaster Road, and then US 33 and Horns Mill Road.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizak?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nisley?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Temporary Ordinance 4-26 passes 10-0. We now move on to second reading with Temporary Ordinance 5-26.
An ordinance to amend Permanent Ordinance 63-25, the Management Pay Ordinance to add an assistant prosecutor position for a limited period of time and to declare an emergency. It's through Finance Committee, Mr. Schoonover and Mr. Sully.
Councilmember Schoonover.
It'll be the second of 3 readings, please.
Second of 3 readings on Temporary Ordinance 5-26. Temporary Ordinance 6-26.
An ordinance authorizing the Service Safety Director to execute a lease amendment with Park National Bank and to declare an emergency. This is through Law Committee, Mr. Carr and Mr. Ogg.
Councilmember Carr.
Second of 3 readings.
Second of 3 readings on Temporary Ordinance 6-26. We now move on to first reading of ordinances, beginning with Temporary Ordinance 7-26.
An ordinance to accept the final plat for the Victory Commons development. This through Code Enforcement and Zoning Committee, Mr. Sully and Mr. Nisley.
Councilmember Sully.
Thank you. First of 3 readings.
First of 3 readings on Temporary Ordinance 7-26. That brings us to the end of the reading of ordinances this evening. We have no tabled legislation. Do we have any unfinished business? We have no unfinished business this evening. We'll now move on to new business. I believe we have a liquor permit matter.
Ms. Stephanie Hall, would you like to, this is the same license that we went through, we touched base on it a little bit last meeting, and we wanted to look into more of it.
Yes, thank you. So the council members all received the information that LPD put together. And while there are only a total of 7 calls at 1454 North Columbus Street, where the Avondale drive-through is located, several of those are rather concerning. One of those, the clerks themselves called in because a 12-year-old stole THC vapes. Another parent called in because her 14-year-old daughter came home with weed and a THC vape. And then another citizen called in because his minor son was sold marijuana at that business. The one other call on there that probably caught everybody's attention was the Major Crimes Unit Assistance and Investigation. And that included the Major Crimes Unit going in and seizing hundreds of items that contained THC illegally. So, you know, they're selling THC illegally. We know that much. The Ohio Investigative Unit has also investigated and prosecuted clerks there for selling underage alcohol to minors as well. So they're illegally selling THC products. They are illegally selling alcohol. I believe the one car that had 2 teenagers in it was a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. I don't know how anybody could, you know, think that a 15-year-old would possibly be a 21-year-old, but regardless, we had one of those in 24 and one of those in 25. The one in 24 we convicted. The clerk had no social security number and only provided a first name. So it's really hard to track an individual who continues to do things that they're not supposed to do with that kind of information. The second individual, again, had no social security number, and he failed to appear to court. So, you know, we can't issue a warrant. We can't do anything about it because we don't have social security numbers to keep track of these people. In addition, I reached out, so Scott Duff, the commander of the Major Crimes Unit, told me that he thought it would be a good idea to reach out to Lancaster High School because he knew they had also had some issues there. And I did. I reached out and spoke with Principal Burry, who advised that multiple students at Lancaster High School have been caught in possession of electronic smoking devices and admitted to Lancaster High School administration that they're buying the devices at this location. The ease and accessibility of these devices to minors is a health and safety concern for parents, students, and the community of Lancaster. So for those reasons, I would ask that you all vote to object to the transfer this evening so that we can have an opportunity to speak with the Division of Liquor Control about the ongoing issues at this address and maybe, you know, do something to address those for public safety. Thank you.
That's a good question.
Yeah, just a second. Councilmember Ogg.
So they're applying for a liquor license, not a THC.
No, they have a liquor license, and the liquor license is being transferred from one entity to another entity. Typically, these are
Are they changing ownership?
not necessarily, no.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. Typically, it's a change in name of the permit holder only.
But so far, unless I misheard, they had one violation of selling to underage?
They've had multiple violations of selling to underage for alcohol. They can't sell marijuana, that is
Well.
illegal, yeah.
But there was a big focus towards selling THC and marijuana, but this is for liquor.
Correct, but liquor establishments are not supposed to sell anything illegally, right? The Division of Commerce is supposed to monitor that and control that, and they did by sending in Ohio Investigative Unit officers, but the maximum that they will do is charge the clerk who sells underage. And like I said, we're having trouble, you know, getting those people to even come to court because they don't have social security numbers, so I can't really enforce the law against them.
That's all we got.
Thank you. Councilmember Solly.
What's the window of time we have to take either accept or, I know there's a time frame that we have to respond?
Yeah, we're already, we have like maybe a few more days to get through.
It just has to be postmarked by a certain date, and I believe it's 2 to 3 days out from now, but
So
yeah.
if we say no or object, does that clock start over again? Do they have
No.
a chance to address the concerns or?
Not here, but they will. The Division of Liquor Control will set a hearing so that I can address the issues that we have with whoever the attorney is for the seller and the buyer, or the transferee and the transferor of the permit.
And then would it come back to us after that, or is this out of our hands at that point?
At that point, it's out of your hands. It goes to the Division of Liquor Control.
And then they have the say of
Yep.
yea or nay? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
So if
Councilmember Ailes.
we vote no, we're putting these people out of business?
No, you're just objecting to the transfer of the license. There will be a hearing, like I said, so they get due process. You know, it goes through the Division of Liquor Control. That's not a local process.
So this is our only chance to address this. If we say, I mean, it sounds like the people that are running this are fairly irresponsible. It sounds like, and it makes me want to vote no. But I also know that the liquor licenses are valuable. And if we say no, then they've lost a business. They've lost their business.
So I will say this, it's not your only chance to address it, but it is your best chance to address it. Because when they need something from you is the time to make sure that they are responsible business owners in the city of Lancaster. You know, public safety is obviously a concern for everybody around this table. And I think that now is the time to address it because we're aware of the issues. Number one, they've been brought to our attention. And two, we have the ability to address those. In the past, we have objected previously and then taken the time between, you know, the objection and the hearing date to work out some kind of system for ensuring that we're going to be able to hold people responsible for their illegal actions, and making it easier for law enforcement to go in and do inspections and make sure that nothing, nothing that's not on the books is not happening.
Law Director Hall, if I might. With a particular circumstance like this, when there's a transfer, you have an opportunity as a municipality to object. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's what you're
And
doing.
then when that liquor permit is up for renewal again, which is, I believe, yearly, is that correct? We would also have an opportunity at that time as well?
I don't think it's yearly, no.
It's not yearly?
I apologize. I don't believe it is, no.
Okay.
Because 1454 North Columbus Street has not come in front of you, I know, for at least several years. And I don't know if that's because there were transfers previously or what was happening, but no, you don't have an opportunity to do anything annually about it.
Okay. I just know that other municipalities typically, and I know that other local jurisdictions do get opportunities to object to renewals so that they have that opportunity as well. So anyway.
The clerk of council receives all of those, so if she's got one, I don't know about it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Councilmember Nisley.
Law Director Hall, are there some other tools that this council could take in addition to objecting to this liquor permit? If let's say, hypothetically, if the council wished to take further action against this particular establishment?
Yeah, there's not really anything good because the problem is for the illegal sales, all we can do is charge the individual who is selling the underage alcohol. We can't charge the business owner. And because these are misdemeanor sales, it's not a nuisance facility. So we can't do anything, take any kind of nuisance abatement action against them. So I will say LPD and Major Crimes had looked at them, and I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus here, but they had looked at the quality of life issues that are being raised by the sale of, black market marijuana to children. And the problem is all of those items that are seized, the THC, the packaging is obviously, you can't rely on it. So they have to send it all off to be tested and they have to determine the quantity in each individual item. And that goes to the Ohio Attorney General's office, which, obviously their lab is doing some other very important things with, fentanyl and carfentanil and meth and all of the other drugs that they have to deal with. And so this kind of goes to the bottom of the list. And there's not a whole lot that can be done.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. I have a motion if there are no other questions, Mr. President.
Take the motion.
All right, Mr. President, I move that council reject the permit.
Okay, that's probably not the proper form.
No?
Right. We would, at this point, entertain a motion to object to the transfer of the proposed liquor permit.
Then let me rephrase that, Mr. President. I move then that we object to the transfer of the permit then.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to object to the transfer of liquor license permit number 1009896-1. Please, just call the roll.
Okay, Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nisley?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Solly?
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries 10-0. In new business tonight, we can do committee updates. Does anybody have committee updates? Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay, Councilmember Bizjack.
Don't have much to share from the Safety Committee, other than once again, we're meeting on April 3rd, next Friday at 8 a.m. in the 1897 conference room. So look forward to seeing you all there, bright smiley faces.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Solly.
For zoning and code enforcement, we're meeting April 9th, and there's going to be a variety of topics that we're going to be discussed. So one of which, we're going to have more new business after this, because one of the items was the feather signs, and I think Councilman Nisley wants to address that.
Okay, get through committee updates.
Okay, that's all for now.
Councilmember Cohen.
No update. Administrative Services will meet in May.
Thank you. Councilmember Ailes.
The Water Pollution Control Committee will meet April 10th at 7:30 a.m.
Thank you. Councilmember Smiley.
Law Committee is planning to meet April 17th at 12:30 in the conference room in City Hall.
Great. Councilmember Ogg.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Councilmember Schoonover.
I have nothing to report because you all get to join me every 2 weeks right here.
There we go.
Same bad time, same bad chat.
All right, Councilmember Carr.
Next Public Works Committee meeting will be April 17th, 1897 conference room at 7:30 a.m.
Thank you. Councilmember Nisley.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Service Committee will meet again on May 14th in the conference room in City Hall at 7:30 a.m. And just to bring the committee up to speed, or the council up to speed, I anticipate some legislation in the near future to address a wrecked sanitation vehicle that they have approached me about, that we may need legislation to purchase a new sanitation vehicle. So that legislation and more details will be forthcoming, but that's just to kind of lay it all out there for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Hoop.
Yes, thank you. Economic development is not really busy right now, but we have our next meeting on April 30th at 7:30 in the morning.
Thank you. Any further new business at this time? Recognize Councilmember Nisley.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. I know Councilmember Solly kind of alluded to this, but I wanted to bring to this council's attention some issues that have been raised to me by some members of the community when it comes in regards to the ordinances on prohibited signs. There have been some folks that have approached me about wanting to be able to utilize so-called feathered flags, sometimes called feathered signs, and to try to do that in a responsible way. And so I am looking to address that with future legislation that I'll be working with Chairman Solly and Code Enforcement and Zoning on that. And so I just wanted to let everyone know that this is something that may come up in the future, and looking forward to having more discussions on that and how to remove the prohibition on that, which is current ordinance, and try to potentially open this up to allow folks to be able to do that in a responsible way. So thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion on that particular topic? Hearing none. Any further new business? Seeing none, we now move to the announcements of scheduled meetings.
I have next regular sessions of council, April 6, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. here in council chambers, and then 2 weeks later, April 20th, 2026 at 6:30 PM here in council chambers.
We have no special meeting scheduled. We move to regularly scheduled committee meetings.
I have Safety Committee, April 3rd, 2026 at 8 AM in the 1897 conference rooms at City Hall. Water Pollution Control Committee, April 10th, at 2026 at 7:30 AM, 1897 conference room in City Hall. Law Committee meeting, April 17th, 2026 at 12:30 PM, in 1897 conference room in City Hall. Economic Development meeting, April 30th, 2026 at 7:30 AM in the 1897 conference room. And then Code Enforcement and Zoning Committee, April 9th, 7:30 PM, or AM, sorry, in the 1897 conference room.
No bills.
No bills.
No bills this evening. Okay, there we go. No need for an executive session. I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. President, I'd like to make the motion we adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. 7:16 PM. Please remember to sign your legislation before you leave this evening. Thank you.